Hey everyone, and welcome to PGN Live. It is Thursday, July 30th, 2026. Welcome all in. I hope you've been doing well these last few days. It's been a minute since I've seen you. My plan was to go on and have a PGN Live yesterday, but I was just a little too busy. Couldn't make it happen. But I'm looking forward to having a fun conversation today. How's it going? How have you been? Are any of you enjoying Splatoon Raiders? I'm pretty sure some are. Maybe that'll even be a poll that we could put in today. Let me get the pop out chat rocking and rolling though. Update a couple of numbers on our board here. Update a couple of numbers on, and we'll get going. We got Pokey91 in the house saying, "Hi, Paul, Gale. Hi, Pokey91. We missed you." Mattia F10 saying, "Hi, Paul. I missed you all too. It's been a minute." And hi, Mattia. And hello, everyone, as you all continue rolling in. Red Wizard Needs Food Badly says, Paul Gale lives. Yes, indeed. I am alive. I have a little cough, though, but that's not indicative of being on my deathbed or anything. Right? Just some kind of lingering, kind of weird cough. But I'm okay. I'm good. How are you, Red Wizard? What do you think of Mario Tennis Fever? I haven't played it, Mattia. Aside from a demo, if I'm not mistaken. I don't own it. And gosh, I'm trying to think, did I play it? If I played it, was a demo. It was brief. From what I've seen, looks to be a pretty good Mario Tennis game. Solid visuals, good amount of variety. From what I've heard, people like it overall. Yeah. Just, I don't buy every single game, so I don't have like a personal deep thought on it. Be Weird Gaming is here. Hi, Be Weird Gaming. Welcome. Good to see you. Gamer of Time, Paul. Hi, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Aside from a darn little cough that's kind of lingering, just annoying, just no like sick symptoms of feeling, not good or anything, just annoying. I was gonna say something though. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. In response still to like how am I doing? I had a pretty productive, fun morning. I filmed 2 videos. One was a gaming history video for today, which we'll probably watch together at some point. That was for Fat Princess. And the other video that I filmed is one of today's subject titles, which is 274 days, or 9 months until the release of the Legend of Zelda movie. Pretty exciting, How are you doing, Gamer of Time? Poke91 says, "So, Paul Gale, thoughts on 3 months without any GameCube games on NSO? Isn't it more than 3 months?" I thought it was more. Maybe it's not more. No, it's more. Pokemon XD Paul Gale of Darkness came out March 17th, 2026. That's 4.5 months. That's 4 months and 13 days. Ooh, that's kind of a while. Jeez. Wow. Tomorrow, a full 7 months will have gone by in 2026, and Nintendo released 2 GameCube games on NSO. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, January 9th. Pokemon XD Paul Gale of Darkness, March 17th. Honestly, if they had one more by June 30th, that would have been 3 and 6 months, and that would have been like my bare minimum. Now, to be fair, let's see. They're at what, 9 games in 13 months? So overall, they're above half. Overall, they're sitting, in that 70% ish kind of category. So overall, it's fine. However, if you just looked at 2026, which isn't completely fair, but if you just looked at this year, they're at less than half. And half is my minimum of the total. What's my minimum per year? I don't really have a minimum per year because it was a little bit front loaded. So they are behind where they probably should be, in my opinion. Excuse me, for this year. Overall, they're still fine with how many they've released in total in the last 13 and a half months. However, I will stand by my word of if they don't release one or two more by like September 4th, which is 15 months, then they're getting quite close to half. They're still technically above, right? They would be at like 9 in 15 months, but it's starting to be pretty bare. At least I think it's 9. Didn't we check last time? Hmm. Yeah, there are 9. It's people's fault if they don't play the variety. F-Zero GX, Soul Calibur 2, The Legend of Zelda the Wind Waker, Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers, Chibi Robo, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I'm missing. I'm missing something. Uh, what am I missing? There aren't many. People aren't paying any more for it though. It wasn't a new tier. It was just lumped in with your expansion pack that you're already paying for. But yeah, it's been 4.5 months. That's a good amount of time. A little bit too long. But if they finish up, September 4th or even September 30th with like two more games, then their ratio is above average still. Then it's 11 for 15 months. That's good. Anyways, we'll talk more about that. We'll talk more. Mm. We've missed you madly. I'm good, sir. Playing some Marvel Cosmic Invasion at the moment. Oh, okay, cool, nice. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Are you playing on Nintendo Switch too? Or I guess it's pretty much similar experience on any console, but that's where I've got it. And yeah, we've played some fun 4-player sessions on it. And thank you for the nice words. I miss y'all too. Let's see. Paul, or rather, hi Paul. Why am I so bad at Splatoon Raiders? I don't know, JM Powers 83. Why are you so bad at it? I don't know. Maybe it's not the type of game that you're familiar with. Maybe you're more of a fighting game kind of person and you're really good at fast, quick inputs. Perhaps third person shooters and navigating a 3D camera and operating, multiple button presses and aiming reticle on screen at enemies isn't your strong suit. I don't know. Different folks just not the best at one game or another. But you could try. If you're liking it enough, and even if you're not that good at it, you could try and get good, I guess. And you will get better. You won't get any worse. You'll only get a little bit better. And even if it's just a little, that's still more than nothing. Oh, by the way, Super Mario Galaxy movie is on Peacock right now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Poke 91. It's a 4.5 months. That's even worse than three. Maybe they'll do a drop where they'll release 3 or 4 games at once. Be Weird Gaming, maybe. That would be a pretty solid thing. Like, to kind of make up for, let's say it reaches 5 months, which at this point, geez, a couple more weeks and it'll be 5 months. They're like, here's 3 games at once coming August 16th. You got your Super Mario Sunshine, your Pokemon Coliseum, and one other game because I don't think that they've shown off anything extra that we know about, so it would be a surprise. And here's Beautiful Joe. Whoa, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be 12. All of a sudden to have 12 right around the time the service is. Heck, that'd be 12 in like 14 and a half months. That's actually really good. All of a sudden it goes from like, no, it's okay, it's good, to, oh no, that's really good. Yeah, we'll see. Mm. Next GameCube NSO game in September, maybe. Game of Time. It's becoming an issue. It's 9, yeah. I would like Faxandu, Caveman Games, Ninja Gaiden 3, and Life Force. Okay. NSO, NES ones. 4 months skipping GameCube games is bad. Hello, young Paul. Or hello, young man. Is your bearded father Paul around? Ah, yeah. Hi, Joycey J. Yep. I shaved. The first one, the first time I went beard mode, hashtag bearded Paul, it was 119 days. And then I shaved yesterday, and it was only 78. But like I was telling you all, kind of along the way, the beard at 78 seemed almost as long as the beard at 119. And I felt that way for a while. Like 60 days in, even, which is a good 18 days before I shaved it, I was already looking at my beard saying, man, this thing is like 60 days. Okay, 63, 4, 67 days. And I'm already feeling it's close to what it was. So by the time I shaved it at 78, I thought, dang, this is pretty comparable. Maybe not, okay, same length as the 118th day, but maybe at the 100 mark or something like that. Like it grew faster the second time for sure. The funny thing is, I didn't have it for as long though. So the shock value for myself looking at myself in the mirror isn't as great because last time, you know, over 3 months of not shaving. This time, like 2.5 months. So the amount of time I spent looking at myself in the mirror and streaming and stuff like that, photos before, was greater. So the shock value was greater when I shaved. Right now, like I'm still looking at myself and like, man, I'm not as used to that. But, it's just not as big of an impact. But it was funny because, especially for my kids looking at me like, whoa, I'm not used to it right away. It's funny. Wario World. Oh yeah, Wario World is the other one. Luigi's Mansion. Thank you. I knew it. I knew it. Uh, BFB. Yes, objected. Welcome. Saying what's up. What's up? J Biggs, Mr. NY for life. Hello there. Axel, you shaved your beard and mustache. Yup. At least Pokemon Pokopia is on the ball. Yup. AJ Rax 045 is in the house saying, hi, Paul Gale Network. How are you doing? Hi, AJ Rax. I'm doing well. How are you doing? How is Splatoon Raiders coming along? Pokemon Pokopia with awesome DLC. Wednesday. Cosmic Invasion is awesome. I got the Switch 1 version since I use the Switch Lite. Nice. You enjoying Raiders of the Lost Squid? I don't have Splatoon Raiders, Corey Boehm. Unfortunately. Hopefully. Hopefully I'm able to get it sooner than later, but yeah, I don't have it yet. How are you enjoying it? Red Wizard. It's The Switch 1 version. I really don't play Switch 2 much. Haven't touched it since I had my fill of Star Fox. So is Zelda the next one on your radar? Be Weird Gaming says, Paul, you have an amazing community here. Wish I had a little bit of that on my channel. No lie. I'm sure it will grow as you continue with videos and live streams, shorts, podcast like segments. I mean, I've been on YouTube for 20 years, okay? And YouTube wasn't my full time job, but something that I created consistently for 2 decades, going to E3s, old footage, old pictures, old video game pumpkin carving stories, visiting this place, that place, interviews, you name it. But on the whole streaming side, I did some live reactions over the years. I did some unboxings and stuff like that. But really, the growth of community building started last August 6th, was starting a first episode of PGN Live, which is coming up in 7 days. Hold on, is it exactly 7? Ooh, cool. Yeah, wow. 1 week, in exactly 1 week, we'll be having our 1 year anniversary stream. Ooh, that's exciting. That's fun. But yeah, what really brought on the community better than ever before was starting regular live streams. I think last year when I developed Countdown Guy, that brought new faces to the channel, folks that liked the countdown angle, wondering, is that it? With the Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct? No, I did it with the Nintendo Switch 2 itself, and then with Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then it just continued. And then in August, on the 14th last year, when I started Gaming History Guy, all that kind of continued also into a new thing. So the combination of like doing some new kind of things on YouTube, despite being on it for 19 years at that point, and live streams, helped foster a community. And yeah, I appreciate you all being here. So, Be Weird Gaming, I guess, continue what you're doing and then try doing a little bit more, a little bit new. They do that. I'm happy. Working and lurking, y'all. They haven't. Grow it back. At least Tabby Cat Games is streaming Coliseum for you. Shout out to Tabby Cat Games. Let's see. I was so used to the beard. Now you look alien to me. That's funny. Gamer of Time. I love back 2002 when I got GameCube at holiday season. Yeah, it's a fun old school. Gosh, GameCube's old school now. That's weird. GameCube is further removed, which is so wild, from Nintendo Switch 2, from this current era. It's 25 years old. GameCube's 25 years old. At one time, GameCube was cutting edge in 2001, and it was only 16 years after NES. The gap between NES and GameCube was 16 years. NES was like ancient when GameCube came out. That was 3 generations ago. GameCube now is 4 generations old. Yet, GameCube doesn't feel as old school to Nintendo Switch 2 as NES did to GameCube, despite the gap being a whole 10 years more and one more generation in between. And I think that's because gaming was still in a relative infancy. So when you look at NES to GameCube, the leap in technology was tremendous. Very basic 8-bit pixels and music to very sophisticated music, format change, analog, rumble, multi buttons, different form factor in discs, 3D polygons, camera angle changes, dialogue aplenty, cutscenes, full motion video. Wow, that's the difference those 16 years. The last 25 years, okay, we got greater HD rumble, we got motion controls adding to gaming, some more buttons on the controller, better frame rates, higher resolution, fancier polygon graphics, but going from 2D to 3D was a bigger deal than going from 3D to better 3D. Technically on 64, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, like that's that 3D console era. You could go back to saying Super Nintendo Entertainment System with Star Fox, but you know what I mean? Like 3D consoles, that was that later generation. But yeah, GameCube's refinement, that 16-year gap, tremendous. Last 25 years, okay, the technology is much bigger, and you could say, well, dude, you're getting even more voice acting, even more glorious, stunning cinematics and stuff like that. Bigger games, open world in true senses, online, massive multiplayer online games, 100-person battles. But yeah, just the old school feeling. NES felt more old school when GameCube came out than GameCube does now to Nintendo Switch 2, in my opinion. PGN, enjoying Raiders, but the story mode is a bit short, about 20 hours. Okay, if it's a good 20, that's all right. Without getting into it, it's pretty bad. A lot of trolls, but hopefully we could talk more about it during a podcast. Okay, so do you have moderators? I'm sure you do, but trolls are annoying. I'm doing good, and I am loving Splatoon Raiders and Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, Sword in particular. Nice, AJ Rax. Experience Play 420. Damn, Paul's beard wasn't safe from the layoffs. Rest in peace. August 26th, or rather, August 6th is my 22nd marriage anniversary. Well, happy 22nd anniversary in advance to J Biggs. That's really cool. GameCube can rent a car now. Yeah, Xperia Play. GameCube games still look great today, especially with widescreen. I still want the Panasonic Q version. Yeah, that thing was really neat. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but yeah. I always thought like having the Panasonic Q and the Nintendo 64 disk drive would be really fun. Loud Boys Dragon Sword Awakening is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and it will be revealed soon. Very good to hear. HD to 4K. Been 25 years for Sega Dreamcast. Even more, actually. Like Sega Dreamcast came out December of 1998. Sega Dreamcast is going to be 28 years old this December. That's wild. In less than a full 2 months, it'll be 27 here in North America. It's a pretty old system. Amnesia Dark Descent will be released. Nice. Red Wizard. While I was a fan for GameCube, or of GameCube maybe, and owned many games and 3 consoles with GBA adapter, as time went on to today, I can, hold on, it skipped, really care less for Cube. GBA is a clear winner there for me. So, like, of the whole generation? Okay. 27 years since Dreamcast. Robbie Rains says hi. Hi, Robbie Rains. Gamerpunk, formal protest. Where's the beard? Hey, Gamerpunk. What's up, Jeff? I shaved after 78 days. I shaved yesterday, so technically this is day 1. Am I going to grow it back right now? Probably not. Probably not like right away. Will I grow it back again in the future? Yeah. I don't know if I'll go as long. I didn't go as long. So I didn't go as long of a time as I did the first time around. But in terms of length, it actually got close. What if this time I only not shave for like 50 days and now it matches almost what happened at 78? Makes you wonder, what if I did another 119? I'm willing to bet that that beard's gonna be a pretty long one if I ever let it go now, because it's just growing faster. I'm pretty sure. The Cube was fun. The GameCube launch was a fun time. Yeah, I remember playing Nintendo GameCube for the first time at E3, May of 2001. Before it came out in Japan, before it came out in North America, Europe. Yeah, that was really neat. I remember doing play tests. I have old pictures of like my hand on the GameCube controller showing like this is just how much bigger my thumb is of the Nintendo GameCube D-pad in comparison to like past Nintendo systems on their D-pads. How could I pull off Hadoukens? Just fine. Capcom versus SNK2EO proved that. But that was something that when I was doing my oneup.com work, people were curious. Can you do a Hadouken? How does it feel? Google killed the 25-year-old Sega Dreamcast Planet 3.0 web browser. We should watch the Pokemon Pokopia DLC trailer. Am I caught up? Is that it? I could get it ready. hmm. Let's see. Is there an ad? No ad. That's good. Yeah, maybe we'll watch that. It's ready just in case we do.
Tonight, your mattress does the work for you.
I know something else that we could watch. We'll see. We'll see if y'all want to do both. This one I think has an ad, so let me get this one ready. Okay, I gotta pause this. Let's see. By the way, this whole time, I haven't even had the pop-out chat ready. It's been fine. I've been obviously able to read your comments, but I do like it a little bit more when I have it in pop-out chat mode. It's been fun. By the way, thank y'all for being here. I think we have 12 watching and 11 likes. Sorry if that was a weird pause. Let's see. Okay. That's such an awesome thing to hear that you went to E3. I mean, at one point, E3 was the event every year. Ah, E3 was the event, absolutely. E3 2000 was my first E3 Be Weird Gaming. It should have been 1999. I was planned and ready, excuse me, approved to go to it. Just some stuff happened, kind of unrelated, but ended up, well, being the reason why I didn't go, and that's okay. But yeah, 2000 was wild as my first, and 2001 also super cool. And I went to every one from then till 19, sorry, 19 to 2019. 20 E3s. I was approved. I was grandfathered into 2020s, and bam, canceled. 2021, I was technically involved with. I was invited to be in the behind the scenes media stuff, but does that count as attending it? I don't know. I mean, I attended online, but very different, you know. Oh, let me see. We got some green popping up here. AJ Rax 045 saying, "Bam, member for 7 months in that PGN brown belt tier. Heck yeah! Thank you so much for being here for 7 months in the PGN brown belt tier and saying, Paul, I need to talk to you about August when you have a minute. How is the best way? X, DM me. DM me so we could do that. Because 7 days from now is a pretty big deal. The 1 year anniversary of PGN Live. And AJ Rax 045 has already been kind enough in advance to say, hey, I'm going to be doing some gift cards that day to help out, like a little giveaway. That's really super cool. So I appreciate that. And we will talk soon, AJ. Ninty Prime in the house saying, hey folks, hey Nate, how you doing? Ninty Prime, aka Nintendo Prime, aka as Bayonetta would say, naughty Nate. How you doing? Tall show with a big emoji drop. Gamer of Time, GameCube games still great today. Yeah, I agree. For me, the legendary run of E3 was from 1995 to 2006. Yeah. Oh my gosh, E3 2006 was amazing. I was graduating university and attending E3 like the same time. I played Wii for the first time. Oh, I got to interview Koji Kondo. I think the first time I met him was at E3 2006. Try out the Wii remote. Oh my gosh, such a different time in gaming. Wow. Huge booth. I think the longest lines, I didn't have to wait, by the way. uh, boy, do I miss media privilege days. I never took advantage of it, like in a mean way of shoving my way in and stuff like that. But just, I never had to wait in any of these long lines, with exception of, okay, you do have to wait in some lines, but never at the furthest back point for like these 8 hours, these 6.5 hours. No, some lines unavoidable, inevitable, but never some horrendous lines. I remember, let's see, Victor Lucas, Julie Stouffer, and I, and Julie Stouffer's brother, I forgot his name, but the folks from Electric Playground slash Judgment Day, we waited in line at a respectable point, probably like the first 100 people in line to play a Wii in 2006. Twilight Princess, I think I got to go to the front of the line and maybe it was like, the top 20, 50, something like that. 3DS, having to wait maybe like 20 spots, something like that. But there are several hundreds, several few thousand people long lines at E3 over the day that just wrap around like the whole Nintendo booth going into Sony territory and stuff like that. But just, always being respectable and appreciative of the badges that I got. But like the media badge, the uh, grandfathered in, if you will, passes meant I didn't have to wait in like the long lines. So what I was saying is like, oh, I missed that. Like going to an amusement park and having to wait in these lines on most of these, places. Like, dang, I missed the credential days, dude. Buddy, do you have any items that you kept from any E3? Oh, I just put one away. But yeah, I have foam foam replica size Game Boy Advances that like squish down like this. Foam replica GameCubes that are a little bit smaller than the actual GameCube, maybe 60% of the size that squish down too. Plenty of E3 t-shirts, swag bags, press material, hats, bags, keychains, pens, the official E3 newspaper. Oh boy. Mm. Cool business cards and keychains. Mm. Game case holders from different companies. Demos, demo discs, magazines. Cool Polaroid like photos printed out from that company for that booth. Little toys, action figures, posters. There's a lot of swag. There's a lot. Yeah, I've kept all of it over the years. My Wavebird was from E3. I was amongst the first people on the planet to have a Nintendo GameCube Wavebird controller because E3 that year was May, which I believe that predated the Japanese release date of the Wavebird and the North American one. And here I won a Wavebird at E3, and it came like I actually don't have a Wavebird box. I have all my old boxes and stuff. My Wavebird didn't come in a box. It came in a velvet, bluish purple kind of sleeve bag, and I won a Wavebird at E3 by winning in the Mario Party like 4 or Mario Party 5 competition. So maybe I was amongst the first 5 or something like that people in the world to have a GameCube Wavebird controller, dude. Like at my home, playtesting the thing like mad. How far does it go? How do the channels work? How's the interference? Like, oh, dude, it was the coolest thing. It was the coolest thing to have one of the first Wavebirds in the world. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like that's a cool memory that you made me think of. Whew. Okay, that's a long that's a long answer, but I'm happy to answer because it made me reminisce. Did you own the Game Boy player? Yeah, I did Xperia Play. I still have the Game Boy player. I wish I knew about that when it was out. I remember playing. I think probably the game I played the most was Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga because it was such a good game. But I loved playing it on the TV like a Super Nintendo. Let's see. Trying to catch up on chat. Xperia Play sending 2 jewels. Thank you, Xperia Play. Heck yeah, we got some contributions on the board, which is very nice. Thank you, Xperia Play, for the boom 2. Let's see. I'm trying to go to blue. Thank you, Xperia Play, for the 2 jewels. Bayonetta is actually the naughty one, and she's a cheater. JM Power says. Okay, Paul, I'll message you on X. I was also thinking about buying a digital copy of Splatoon Raiders to give away. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Ooh, that's pretty awesome. AJ, that would be amazing. What was 2006? Was that the one when they introduced Wii U? No, Wii U was 2011. E3 2011 was Wii U. That's when we got to have our hands-on time with The Legend of Zelda and that infamous Wii U tech demo, seeing how gorgeous the thing looked. Whew. 2006 was original Wii. Did you ever meet Mr. Miyamoto? Yes. Many times. Koji Kondo, if I'm not mistaken, just twice. 2006 and then like back 17 years later at the red carpet premiere after party of the Super Mario Brothers movie, Koji Kondo again. And I had our old picture on our phone and I showed it to him, and it was like, he thought it was so awesome seeing it. And that made me happy because I'm like, you know, Mr. Miyamoto, not to be too high and mighty, nothing like that. You know, I'm not expecting people to be like, oh my gosh, I remember you. But Mr. Miyamoto, we know each other. I know of his work far more than he knows of my work, but we've met, gosh, first time I met him, I think 2002 or 3. In the last 23 years, we've met under 20 times, but over a dozen. Call it 18 times in the last 24 years, 23 years. Plenty of interviews, plenty of discussions, plenty of E3s, other Nintendo events, photos, interview, video, uh, my giant E3 poster, Nintendo being the recipient of an award one time, a couple times by PGN. Like, when Mr. Miyamoto sees me, he knows who I am. Okay? Not trying to be like clout chasing, nothing like that. Just is what it is. You see someone that many times, okay, they know you. You know them. But it's easier for me to know him because I'm a fan. I'm looking at all of his games. I'm a fan of playing all of his stuff. I like the man's interviews and his charisma and energy. Koji Kondo, on the other hand, I wasn't expecting him to remember me from 17 years ago, whereas I'm still a huge fan of his music and all that. But is Koji Kondo online going on X and watching Paul Gale Network's gaming history videos and pumpkin carvings? I'm going to say probably not. But it was neat. Like, he remembered the event and like the photo and just the between him and me and his translator. Like, yeah, I had a pretty cool talk and stuff. Like, yeah, that's good. Tall Show says, I was at E3 2010 doing interviews for Gaming Ring, my first and ultimately last E3. I passed by RMC, Raw Meat Cowboy, Kevin Cassidy from Go Nintendo, and I waved Iwata, Miyamoto, Trinan, and Reggie as they walked to their limo. LOL. Dang, there's a decent chance, Tall Show, that you and I cross paths because Kevin Cassidy and I were friends. We actually talked 5 days ago, something like that, like just last week. We're DMing each other. He DM'd me, had a question, I responded, and we still keep in touch. But back in the day, we used to see each other at E3s pretty frequently. Um, some other events, talk online. Like, yeah, Kevin's cool. So in that whole time, 2010, you're talking, yeah, late Wii era. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I've met Bill Trinan too, and Mr. Miyamoto, of course, Reggie as well, Mr. Iwata too. So if you were seeing them, I'm not sure if I saw them at that exact moment, but there's a decent chance we saw each other. Kind of fun, small world. I facepalmed when they introduced Wii U, and I said this thing was gonna fail, which it did. No, Wavebird for the win. Yep, I wanted to get a Wavebird, but I didn't understand how it worked, and I was annoyed that you needed batteries. Those AA batteries lasted forever, though, dude. And that was a time where everybody was making these rechargeable batteries with a little thing. Like, come on, the batteries were no big deal. Better than Game Boy with 4 batteries, 6, right? Tall Show, I was contemplating getting a Wavebird controller. The only reason why I didn't was because it didn't have Rumble. Now we have the NSO GCN controller. That's way better in my opinion. Yeah, the addition of Rumble, it made it complete. AJ Rax, speaking of making things complete, AJ Rax 045 with the big 10. Sorry, the big 5. Thank you, AJ Rax 045 with the big 5 megabytes of power today. Why did I put 4? That's weird. 5. Thank you very much, AJ Rax, for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate that. very much. Going to Talkin' Ball, Planet Omar, Hero Link, Aether DRM, and Ninmar Bob. Very cool. Today was a hard day, but at least playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Switch 2 Edition will make me feel better. Well, I also see, by the way, you said, hey, Paul, hey, y'all. Hey, Xenohope 5, and I'm sorry to hear that. That your day is tough. I hope that whatever you're dealing with, going through, is uh, manageable, and that you'll bounce back and be cool, be strong. Thank you for being here and hang in there. Hmm. David Patterson's here saying, good afternoon, Paul and chat. Good afternoon, David. How are you doing today? I wish I also could have met Iwata before he passed away. Yeah, I met him 3 or 4 times total. I can only find 2 of the photos. I think I only have 3. So I believe I met him 3 or 4 times, but I only have 2 photos. And I might have a third, but I don't know. But I value those memories and that time very much. He was really kind. Someone I only met once actually was Mr. Sakurai, Masahiro Sakurai. Only one time. Thus, only one picture. Oh, Poke91, Tall Shows, Hope. Giving props to AJ for the 5 gifted memberships. We got 20 watching now, by the way. Thank y'all. Awesome. Awesome to see the numbers do it. Going up. Nice. Kev and I are friends on Facebook. Ah, cool, Tall Show. Yeah. Ninty Prime, just do it. Just do what? What am I just gonna do? Probably it was related to something I said, and now the time has passed, so I'm not sure the context, Nate. Just do what? What was I contemplating doing that you're recommending me do? When I still had my Xbox, I was still using AA batteries on my controller. Thanks, Paul. I'll be okay. You're welcome. I don't want to say why I said on Tabby's Discord. No, no problems. It's okay. Just hang in there. And I'm glad that you have a community of folks to talk to more, like on Discord and places like that. Iwata really touched my heart during the Wii presentation at E3. In my head, I am a CEO. In my heart, I am a gamer. Yeah, Mr. Iwata, like he cared about gamers. He cared about the industry. He cared about relationships, as far as I could tell, with folks like me. Media outlet. I remember it might have been the last time we met, or the time before the last time we met, but I was walking kind of like on the outside of the Nintendo booth, and he was walking in, and we only got to talk for a couple of minutes this last exchange, but still nice, still cool with time, still shook my hand, still talked about the show. One of my favorite things about it. How is he doing? And like, despite being the freaking president of Nintendo, still took time, even in like unplanned interview times. So, he was pretty cool, very cool, very polite. It's nice when you go to video game events and you could see that the people that you respect so much for their products and their arts and craft are actually good folks. It makes you appreciate it. They say, well, some people say, never meet your heroes, they'll disappoint you. I had quite the opposite. Maybe I've picked the right heroes. Maybe I've picked, good people to look up to and good people to like and admire, because the folks that I've met, by and large, have been pretty gracious with their time. Then again, maybe it's also, not maybe, I'm sure it is also part of how you come off to people? Are you bossy? Are you demanding? Or are you coming out with a smile and mm, some respect? Hygiene. Did you shower that morning? Or are you stinky with the BO? Not to make fun of anybody, we all smell after a while, but did you take care of yourself? How's your facial hair like? Clean shaven or, a nice beard? There could be wild beards, there could be wild hair, but are you clean? Did you brush your teeth? Did you floss? Did you scrape your tongue? Did you get the sealing of your mouth? Did you rinse with, you know, Listerine or something like that? Are your clothes nice? Do they smell good? What's your posture like? Do you have a smile? Are you speaking with proper words, not being vulgar, not cussing, respectable, not shoving your way in, not pushing your way in? All of this matters greatly into how people perceive you out there. I mean, it's how you make friends, right? Unless if sometimes bad flocks work their way together. Hey, and that's okay. I mean, is it okay or not? I mean, I don't know about is it okay, but like sometimes these type of people, they work well together. But if you're like in the entertainment world, media world, video game stuff, and you're trying to get interviews, oh, folks will remember the good ones from the bad apples. I've gotten plenty of you know comments that reaffirm that. Yeah. Any new updates on Ocarina of Time remake? Kind of. The game got rated E10 plus. What does that tell you? It's gonna have some fantasy violence. Gonna have a little bit of blood. Not quite pushing teen. So don't expect sword impaling higher amount of blood. A frightening depiction of monsters and beasts that look too grotesque to advise, oh, you got to be 13 or older here. Don't expect bad words being used in the script. But swords, uh, adventure on high, still slimy creatures, still some blood. Can they have Ganondorf still cough out red blood? They could. You got to look at it like this. It's not like it's going to be a 5-hour game with uh, a bloody scene once every 5 hours, thus occupying. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of blood per hour. That's one blood shot per hour for 5 hours. Every hour represents 20% of the game. You're getting blood every 20% that goes by, and you're being exposed to it. This is like a 40-hour game, maybe 90 hours when all said and done. And if you're looking at how many times you encounter a boss in this type of quest, maybe there's 15, but if it's 15 blood cut kind of shots, gross sort of vomit kind of thing, you're looking at 15. Well, that's more than 5. Isn't that even greater chance of being T for teen? No, because now it's 15 into 90-hour experience. It's once every 6 hours you're being exposed to it. The percentage drops. Oh, it's 15% of the time. That is less than 20, despite it being triple the amount of times that you end up seeing it. So there's all sorts of little things that go into that. But, dude, it's almost freaking August. Do you know that in 2 more days, we'll be able to say, we're getting Ocarina of Time in less than 4 months? Because I don't think it's going to be December. And even if it is, you could say in 4 months. Now, could it be 4 months in a week, 4.5 months? Sure. But when it's August 1st, this Saturday, you could say Dude, we're getting The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in no more than 4 months' time. Wow. It might even be November 19th, which will be due in 3 months. Oh. Nintendo Prime has successfully hit Paul Gale with confusion. Super effective. Now I'm wondering, like, what is the just do it, and what is the? I mean, yeah, I am confused. What is the just do it? I don't know. Ah, Tsukino Ame is here saying hi, everyone. Yes, he cared. Be Weird Gaming. Yeah. Amen, Paul. Yeah. Gamer of Time saying hi, Ame. Be Weird Gaming saying, when I worked at Toys R Us and I would clock out, I would go and play Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64 kiosk and actually beat the game that way before I even get my own copy. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Toys R Us was fun. Oh, I have something that I want to do, but first, I have to actually update how many total subscribers we have because that went up. We're at 9,756, and our members is at a total of 289 plus AJ's 5 from today. 294. Mm-hmm. Oh, I could do that one later. I had something that I have it here, so I won't forget. But something else. There's a couple of little things I'm like, oh, I can't forget about this and this and that. Okay. So the winner of the last community poll that everybody voted for is cooking with Bayonetta or Bayonetta food or something like that. Here's the thing. I was gonna film it today, and guess what happened? I cannot find the Bayonetta costume. I don't know where it is. You know when you start looking in weird places like, where did I put my smartphone? And you're like, oh man, it's not on the desk. It's not on the countertop or the table. Oh, sometimes it's on the couch. It's not in that charger. Gosh, where did I put it? It's not in my pocket. Okay. Gosh, did I leave it in the car? Nope, it's not in the car because I was using it walking around. Well, I was outside watering the lawn, and sometimes I'm listening to, video game content. Did I leave it outside? No. Then you just start looking in the weird places. Like, did I put it in the refrigerator when I was doing some milk and cereal and I accidentally put it in there? And you start looking and, like, gosh, I think I lost my phone. And I don't know. I don't know where the phone is. And underneath a blanket sheet, underneath a pillow, did I go back to bed? And then you find it later on, like after being frustrated. It was on a freaking desk countertop, but it was a little bit of a different place than you leave it normally. And it blended in with the other black furniture or brown furniture or whatever. And like, I don't know. I'm not at that point yet with Bayonetta costume, but I'm starting to wonder, did I leave it in some weird place that I just totally forgot? Or is it in blank view, plain sight, open sight, and I'm just not seeing it? Or did I bring it somewhere with an idea to film and left it behind? I don't know. So, the cooking with Paulinetta won, but since I don't know where the Bayonetta costume is, I might have to adjust what the Bayonetta costume is for the video. You'll still have the sass, you'll still have the voice, you'll still have the attitude, the acting, and something that looks like it. It might end up being not the normal attire, but that's going to come soon. Paul, you have a great rest of your day and stream. Thank you, Be Weird Gaming. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon for some fun talking. We doing the sales data? Yeah, we gotta do the sales data. Maybe we'll do the Pokemon Pokopia thing too. Check out that 6-minute video. Tsukino Ame saying hi to people. Xeno Hope hi, going back and forth. Multiple people talking amongst each other, including Tall Show. Very nice. No, Tall Show. Not this time. Roger Enyart in the house saying happy Thursday to everyone. Hope everyone's day is going well so far. Welcome, Roger Enyart. I hope you're doing well too. How was your weekend? And week, for that matter. Okay. Video game sales, shall we? Let's go over the top 10 best-selling video games in Japan for this past week, going from July 20th through July 26th. This is coming at you from installbaseforum.com's forums. Chris1964 put the following chart together, which is nice, and we're going to read it. Physical only, okay? Best-selling game of the week in Japan, Splatoon Raiders. 474,684 copies. Woo! I love it. Did I not say, man, is it going to feel good to see some 250,000, 400 something thousand thing? 400 something. 474 is 400 something. That's almost 500,000 people buying just the physical version. Dude, I told you, it's going to be a million seller opening weekend worldwide. When we see 400 something thousand, reason to expect, like, dude, there's no way it's not 600 total in Japan. And there's no way that the rest of the world did not make up at least 400K. Now, I don't have numbers for Splatoon Raiders. I haven't asked anyone I don't know. Just, doing the look-in. I'm like, yeah, it's a million seller by now. Easy. Same with of the past games, like you could tell from Pokemon Pokopia, Tomodachi Life. Expect the financial report. Let's see. Before the end of the. Well, no. August 6th. Well, August 6th is not going to have Splatoon Raiders, so never mind. But Rhythm Heaven Groove. Another one. You could tell. Dude, million seller worldwide. Okay, speaking of which, let's get back on track. Oh. After Splatoon Raiders in first place comes Rhythm Heaven Groove in second place with 78,355 copies. In third, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream with 23,468 copies. Both those games, by the way, went up 2% and 26% from the previous week, respectively. For Nintendo Switch, Power Pros 2026 to 2027 with 7,227 copies. In fifth, Mario Kart World for Nintendo Switch 2, which did 6,661 copies, broke 3 million physical in Japan alone. Also up 59%. Holy cow. In sixth, Pokemon Pokopia, up 29% from last week, 5,796 copies. Look at that. A massive game like Splatoon Raiders come out, and what does it do? It boosts up some Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives and some Nintendo Switch games in general. Pokemon, Pokopia, Mario Kart World, Tomodachi Life, Rhythm Heaven all experienced a boost this week. Heck yes, dude. In seventh, eFootball Kickoff for Nintendo Switch 2 with 5,578 copies, also up 40%. In eighth, Minecraft for Nintendo Switch, 5,106 copies, up 49%. In ninth, Goemon's Great Gathering, which did, for Nintendo Switch, 3,961 copies. And in 10th, eBaseball Pro Spirit 2026 for PlayStation 5, which did 3,915 copies. Overall, that's a split of 5 for Nintendo Switch, 4 for Nintendo Switch 2, and 1 for PlayStation 5. Pretty powerful week for software, but really, you've just got to look at like these top few, man. Awesome. Rhythm Heaven Groove with 674,000 physical in Japan. You know that digital's making this baby, minimum 900K, and around the world, like it's been a million seller, man. It's already there. Uh, hey, Roger Enyart coming in, helping out the stream in a big way with a massive 10 gifted memberships. Roger Enyart, 2066, with a big 10 megabytes of power unloading onto the stream. Thank you so much, Roger. That also brings our membership up to 304. We are back in the 300s. Say bye-bye, 200s. 304 members. 15 megabytes today towards the expansion pack streak continuing. 15 is roughly a quarter of the way there to the Nintendo 64 total. So, I don't want to say pretty close, but like, a quarter there almost. Awesome, Roger. Thank you so much. Yoban IJR, or Yobani Jr. That's probably it. Yobani Jr. Jared Allen, Nartre, Big Willie B, Guardian, Merson Person, Majella Mikala, Daniel Chechia, Karish Majuhorabi, Zero Sam UK0. Heck yeah. You know what? I really like Roger's gifts and AJ Rax's gifts and Xperia Plays gifts, but I gotta say, 15, no offense to 15, but 15 doesn't look as good as 16. So let's do another gifted membership, because 16 helps bring the stream to an even 1/4 the way there. And that username, 11, received it. Shout outs to Paul Gale Network. Thank you for the gifted membership. Oh, you're welcome. Put my name down here. Okay, cool. That username, 11, was the recipient. Let's see. We're going to read the hardware in just a moment, but let me get back to your comments. Roger says, it's been a crazy past weekend and this week. 2 more weeks of chaos and it will finally be over. Well, I'm glad you're almost done with this little chapter, Roger. Let's go. David saying, hey, Roger. Roger saying, what's up, right back. Started your new job 2 weeks ago here in Ohio. Heck yeah, David. Working Monday through Saturday. Nice. That last boss was hard, even on easy. Make sure you all grind. That is all I will say about Splatoon Raiders. Good advice, Tsukino Ame. Congrats on the new job. Hope they aren't overworking you. I am doing good. Off today and tomorrow, thank goodness. Needed a good rest. Well, I'm glad you're getting a good rest, Roger. I know that was a comment for David, but I'm glad. People saying nice to Roger. Absolutely. Thanks, buddy. Don't work yourself too hard. Yeah. We all know how that is. I'm back and I see Roger has entered the Coliseum, says AJ Rax. Yep, that's right. Hey! Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! AJ, you just traded spots, traded positions with Roger Enyart. AJ Rax 045 with another 10 gifted memberships. Giant thank you, bringing the stream to 25 now, and our total to 314. Hey, now we're almost halfway there to our goal of saving a save file, not using one. Keeping the streak alive. We're at 52. Pretty awesome. This would also be 1 in a new set. Big thank you, AJ Rax, for the bonus 10 after already doing 5. I appreciate that. Orion HS, the Bumble Blaze, Happy Gamer, Junpei Animates, Jason Wade, XX Waifu Slayer, Peace Felt, Xperia Play 420, MH Gaming YouTube, Ini Go Montoya, all recipients. OMG AJ. Oh my, we got a gift off. David Patterson saying, hey AJ, and awesome AJ, and Roger on your guys' generosity. Yeah, that's right. Pokey91 saying, can we get to 20 likes? Ooh, that's a good question there, Pokey91. Do you have something up your sleeve? Is that why you're asking? Regardless, thank you, Pokey91. We have 26 people watching now, 18 likes. Let's get back to the sales data, shall we? The number one best sell. Woo! The number one best selling greenery. Oh, dang! AJ Rax 045 with a giant 20 gifted memberships. AJ is not a fan of 300s. Roger was not a fan of the 200s. Like, dang it, Paul. Why you got below 300 subscribers? Come on, man. The Roger brought us up. Boop. 304. AJ's like, sorry, Roger. I know you didn't like the 200s. And you got Paul back into the 300s, and that's cool. But I don't like these 300s. Because now, AJ with another 20 brings us up to 334 members. Brings the day to 45. Thank you so much for the continued generosity. I can't read hardware now. I've got to read these 20 gifted memberships. Huge thanks, AJ, for this continued support. Man, that's awesome. And we're probably close to 20 likes right now if I had a guess after some added excitement in here and stuff like that. Like, oh man. Wow. Who got these? A lot of people today. 45 new members, actually, right? Yeah. Or we have 46. I think 46, right? Because I gifted one. Okay, so we're even better off. I think 46 gifted memberships. And then Xperia plays Jules. Okay, this is going to take a bit. Sometimes something crazy happens, and then I'm really far behind. Right now, I'm not that far behind. Last comment is Tsukino Ame saying, I finished the main story in Splatoon Raiders. That last boss was not fun. Hard, huh? Alex Choizhango, Toto 5, The Casual Noob Gamer, R. Buen Rosto, Inbound XCX, Jude Kerman, Clant 69, Harvest Alent, Arg Quarky, Brennan. Let's see. Too far. Gary Imperios do Pasado, Astrotastic, Sonic. What the heck, Sonic McCracken? Okay, my what the heck was not from Sonic McCracken, because Sonic McCracken. I mean, that's a cool name, Sonic McCracken, 1991. My what the heck is? Did I just see correctly? AJ Rax with another 20 gifted memberships. Man, AJ, you really have a thing against 300s. AJ, thank you. 334, see you later. Sayonara, adios. Do widzenia. Dobranoc. Farewell. Bonjour. Arrivederci. 354 total members. We're closer to 400 than we are 300. That's insane. AJ Rax. Oh shoot. We saved the streak is saved. AJ Rax, that brought us up to 66 for the day. And also, AJ Rax, that brings your top July membership any single day from 40 to today. Dude, you just shattered your old one. We've got Luis Ernesto with the most amount of jewels I've ever seen from one person on a single stream with 1,300. And then AJ Rax 045 with that 78 megabyte super chat one day. And now a 55 megabyte membership today. You're all living the the peak 1990s power of megabytes uh battle. Hold on, whoa. Now I'm farther behind. Dude, where am I left off? Where did I leave off? Thank you, AJ. Oh, I have to do this. I have to add one in the new set. Okay. I've got to. What else am I doing? Expansion pack 53. Hey, we're getting close to 64. Oh, man, dude. We're getting close to 64. I can't believe it. Like, that's wild. That's 13 away. Wow. Okay. I highlighted it. Thank goodness. Otherwise, I would totally lose it because I'm going to be way behind in comments now. After Sonic McCracken 1991 goes Isaac Newton, Matthew Beeler, Nice Mike Vids after Tall Show dabbing it up after Poking Anyone saying, "What is happening?" Xenohope 5 saying, "This is crazy." LOL. It is. Sora. David Patterson with a boom to AJ. Damon RPG. Brian Pitts. Matcha Man. We got 20 likes. Heck yeah, we got 20 likes. Oh, you won't be. By the way, I'm not rich, just disabled and lots of time on my hands. Well, you keep remembering, AJ. I mean it, man. Honest to goodness. You're in the PGN Brown Belt tier. Please take advantage. You have a request for an exercise that can help you, a stretch, something for your neck, shoulders, lower back, legs, knees, elbows, joints, arms, breathing, hips, lower back, biceps, triceps. A brief thing of like, what would you like to work on? How can I help in any little way? Like, I am super grateful for your, generosity in beating in the PGN Brown Belt tier, being here on the live streams. I care about y'all. I care about this community. I care about people in general. Like, I don't want anybody in the world to suffer, but it's impossible for me to know and to connect to everyone. But the people that I can connect with, both in person and in real life, I try to make, good connections, meaningful connections with people. Like, I'm respectful and appreciative of people's times. And if I could give back in some kind of way that's, not everyone can reciprocate in, I scratched your back, you scratched my back. It would be wonderful if that could work. You donated a 10 to me, I'll donate 10 to you. Not everyone could work that way, but can you? Some people can. Can you do something to the equivalent to show gratitude? And like, my gratitude is, dude, if you're disabled, but kind enough, generous enough with your, finances, helping me with my work, helping with the entertainment and helping make people laugh and happy and have a little bit of, green energy in their life and having a membership and like, that's awesome stuff. Dude, let me know if I can give you anything to help, you know, make the disability less painful, more bearable, strengthen up. I don't want to I'm not trying to spin the show out of control. It's still a gaming show, but like, I care enough that it's just, let me know, that's a part of what I'm here for, is trying to help and help in different ways. So, you got it, man. You let me know. Oh, you got the advice. Happy to give right back. Hmm. Let me see. I'm caught up on the chat up to this point. And then it's AJ's next 20 gifted memberships going to Mobile Nuevo 2023. Gracias, Tan. Nikila Shadiva. Scrutendo. Nintentalk. Mike Evans, 47. Mona Blade. Dylan Wagner. Javier Vilauta. War Scene 84. Jedi Knight 52501. One Uxor. Let's see, there's still some more. The Jesus Show 467. Ryan M 8382 123 Bendy 8. C00T47. And Brotst Gamer. Oh boy, am I still far behind? Oh yeah. Oh. Oh yeah, I'm not even done. Kooky Gamer, Joshua 1, and Zeno S6. Oh, that was a mouthful. What's up, Tall Show? Dropping those boulder emojis. AJ has gone wild. LOL. Yep. Can't wait to hear about Splatoon Raiders stories, says AJ to Tsukino Ame. Very nice. Your poor thumbs. That's funny. That means my thumbs are going to be broken. Oh no, AJ. Yep, I bet so. Real Brony Pony Productions. Hey, Paul. Hey, Real Brony. What's up? I was underleveled. Don't be like me. Please grind and level up. This is a public service announcement from Tsukino Ame. Everybody, listen to Tsukino Ame. She's saying, don't be underleveled. Grind. Be prepared for the last boss. You heard it here first. Be warned. That's funny. I'm level 42. I should have fight the boss at level 50 or higher. Okay, good advice. I still do the leg exercise every other day. That is beautiful to hear. AJ, that means a lot, man. That is dang. Like as good as it is to read video game news, as good as it is to like, dude, get this Zelda update. Film a gaming history video or a countdown video and having fun, like knowing that some of the body work of what I'm supplying in trying to help ease pain, ease tension, lower fat, improve muscle mass, improve balance, improve bone strength, all that stuff. Like knowing that a little bit of that is even helping one person, a few people, that's like real stuff. I am so grateful for you sharing that because we got to look out for each other in life, you know? Everyone's got to look out for each other a little bit in life the best you can. So, uh, thank you for sharing that. Like that makes me happy to hear. Okay, keep doing them. Keep doing them. I'm gonna read that as the last comment for now. Let's get back into the hardware sales. Nintendo Switch 2, the #1 best-selling system of the week in Japan, with 50,168 units sold, up double from last week's 24K. Very good to see. This is the first, you know, kind of old numbers for Nintendo Switch 2 in terms of sales for the week since the price officially went up. I'm happy. I wasn't a big fan of sub 25K, you know? PlayStation 5 in second with 9,184, down almost 400 from last week. Nintendo Switch up about 800 to 7,167 for the week. And Xbox Series, up almost 60 to 151 for the week. Nintendo Switch 2 is the big winner, is the big mover. No surprise, thanks to Splatoon Raiders. Let's see. I have a feeling that Splatoon Raiders is not going to have too bad of a drop off because, one, Splatoon is very popular in Japan. Two, Splatoon Raiders is very highly reviewed in both critics and really in fans and audience. So I think the word of mouth is going to spread. I don't think we're going to get some massive drop off. And also, Splatoon Raiders has some multiplayer components to it. So yeah, Splatoon's, you know, gosh, it might be low 70s, but it would be really cool to be like 67% drop. Or less. Oh, would that be stellar, dude? Less than 74? Okay. Maybe less than 67. Oh boy, like Splatoon Raiders, dude. It's gonna sell all throughout summer. Okay, get back to chat. Real Brony. Yo, Paul, I'm finally caught up in the MCU. I'm ready for Spider-Man Brand New Day and especially Avengers Doomsday. But question, do you think Avengers Secret War will be a two-parter or just standalone? Well, right now, it's standalone, but it could be left on some kind of cliffhanger in which perhaps they don't have like a Secret Wars 2 right after, but they do need some smaller movies to then lead up to, oh, let's do the conclusion of Secret Wars 2, you know? That's a possibility. I don't know. I'm stoked. I have my ticket. I think it's for tonight. In line. In line for what? In line? I'm on my AMC Theaters app. In line? Maybe they're doing some update. Okay, I'll wait in line. I was just gonna verify when is my ticket for. I think tonight like 8:40. Yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Oh, dude, it's gonna be cool. Look who's shaved. Welcome, Tabby Cat Games. Yup, yesterday was it. Day 78. That was fun. It's a little bit of an adjustment, but not too bad. Uh, I'll find myself once in a while going, there's nothing there. Splatoon Raiders better win some awards this year. I think it will, AJ Rax. Yeah. Yes, you can play the story completely online with help once you unlock multiplayer. Right on, Tsukino Ame. Speaking of right on, we got Mixing It Up, showing off that membership for 4 months banner in a PGN white belt here. Thank you so much, Mixing It Up. Let's check on X real quick. Do we have any news or updates here? Oh, we got Ash helping out. Since it's been, excuse me, I don't like coughing or straightening out my voice on stream. Since it's been a few days, a couple of gaming history shorts would be all right, right? Would that be cool with you guys? Let's start with the 23rd because I remember doing the Abe video with y'all for Oddworld. I don't remember watching Max Payne with you. So let's check out the last few days of gaming history videos. That's the wrong one. That's not the one I clicked, YouTube. Come on. They were all dead. The final gunshot was an exclamation mark to everything that had led up to this point, which is in letting you know that today in gaming history, July 23rd, 2001, Max Payne launched. For the PC in North America. I have a little memory of maybe I did play that one. I mean, I've seen them all, right? But I know I've seen them all myself. Have I seen them all with you? That one, I'm like, oh, maybe I did.
Today in gaming history, July 24th, 2006.
The Ant Bully launched for the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and PC in North America.
No ants were harmed in the making of this video.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, no ants were harmed.
Today in gaming history, July 25th, 2019, Mighty Switch Force Collection launched for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch worldwide. Justice served! Today,
That was super cool. James Montagna and me from Way Forward. I like that.
Today in gaming history, July 26th, 2019, Wolfenstein Youngblood launched for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One worldwide.
This one was fun.
It is. Today in gaming
They're all fun, but you know what I mean. Some are more skit-like.
It is time for me to rise up and make this most important decision. The golden deer, blue lions, the black eagles. Lady Edelgard, you have my full support. And letting people know that today in gaming history, July 26th, 2019, Fire Emblem Three Houses launched for the Nintendo Switch worldwide.
Wonderful game. Let's see if anybody notices the little Easter egg in this one.
Today in gaming history, July 27, 1989, Mother launched for the Famicom in Japan.
Anyone notice a Easter egg of some sort in that one? In Mother? I won't answer right away.
Today in gaming history, July 28, 2023, Hello Kitty Island Adventure launched for the Apple Arcade worldwide.
That one's funny.
The power of Ouroboros! Today in gaming history, July 29, 2022, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 launched for the Nintendo Switch worldwide.
Another wonderful game. Dang, you look at Fire Emblem and you look at Xenoblade Chronicles. Nintendo Switch has some awesome RPGs. Well, I mean, strategy RPG and more typical RPG, but still, great stuff. So far, nobody has guessed the Easter egg for Mother, but I will tell you if you don't guess correctly. The Hello Kitty outfit. That's one of my best ones. I love that game. Can't wait to play the Switch 2 edition in December. Yeah. Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's my favorite of any of the four, I'd say. Yeah. Here's an important one.
July 30th, 274 days, or 9 months until the release of the Legend of Zelda movie. Ha! July 30th.
9 months. In 9 months, 23 people watching now, you better be in the theaters day one or else. I'm just kidding. But I hope y'all see it. I mean, I'm going to be seeing it. Ooh, I'm going to be there day one. Day -1, maybe, if I can. Oh, day -7 if I could get my feet on the red carpet premiere. Oof. I would love it. Is it the music or the hand gesture you did at the end? It's the outfit, AJ. Good guess. Because the Famicom box of Mother was just red and yellow. It's all red and the letters in yellow. So that's it. The music too. is a part of it. I am using my hand gesture to let it be known. But yeah, it was just the subtle red and yellow. And then we got today's video.
Ooh, cake!
Today in gaming history, July 30th, 2009, Fat Princess launched for the PlayStation 3 in Europe and North America.
Ooh, cake!
That was pretty funny. Video's doing all right too. Let me see. 571 for Fat Princess. 675 for Zelda. Very cool. This, by the way, just released today. It's a small scene from the Street Fighter movie, which, dude, next month in 2 days, August, Saturday, I meant to say. On Saturday, when it hits August, we'll be able to say the Street Fighter movie comes out in 2 months. It'll be 2.5 months, right? Because the movie's October 16th, but still. I'm looking forward to it. Here's a little scene from the movie. Let's check it out.
Ryu, I know what you're capable of. Show me.
Let's go!
Dude, the Street Fighter movie is gonna be something else. It's not exactly what I probably had in mind, but that has been apparent long time ago. And I think that's okay because I think it looks good and I think it looks fun. And with the variety of cast and probably the fight scenes that we have, keep the story as faithful as you can. You can take some small liberties here and there, but I think we're going to have a fun ride.
Ditto has transformed to look like a human. They learn moves from other Pokemon and
We'll have this running in the background, by the way. A little bit lower in volume. Since I don't know if... unlike the Street Fighter video, it was short. This is on the longer side. I don't know if everybody would like to watch it or just have it on. So, we'll kind of have it there. But yeah, the DLC comes out August 5th, which is next week on Wednesday. 6 days away. I just remember Ness doing PK Fire from Smash 64. Yeah, that's right, AJ. PK Fire! PK Fire! Yeah, Ness was an interesting character to control. Thanks to him not having like a default up special to make him go higher, you had to do the telekinesis to go around and launch yourself up, which was an effective way to get back up, but it also hurt you, but it would also make you hurt someone else, and also serve as a far motion controlled projectile, which was very unique and the only person in the game that had that. So it Ness was an interesting character.
After learning the move dive from Mana
Ditto is so cute. Yeah, it's a Kinoami.
underwater. That's great, Ditto.
Ditto's cute.
Now you can explore the world under the sea.
We're approaching, by the way, 100 minutes of the stream.
In underwater areas that used to be inaccessible, you now have even more freedom. Try taking some Pokemon with you for a swim.
I looked up, by the way.
Underwater, you can have a lovely time developing
Keep in mind,
towns just like on land.
some of these games,
Try to build a beach
they
house
came
above
out
the
before
water.
ESRB was a thing,
Surface on a
but
hand car.
the following Zelda games are rated E for everyone,
More ways
either
to
retroactively added or at the time of release added. The original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, A Link to the Past, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and the remake on Nintendo Switch. The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, and The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, The Legend of Zelda Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures, both Game Boy Advance and Nintendo GameCube respectively. All rated E for everyone games. Then you've got your T for Teen. Only one. That is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Only one in series history to earn itself a T. Animated blood, mild language, sexual themes, and violence. Everyone 10 plus occupies a pretty good chunk. Echoes of Wisdom, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Triforce Heroes, A Link Between Worlds, Skyward Sword and Skyward Sword HD, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, The Minish Cap, The Wind Waker and The Wind Waker for Wii U HD version, Majora's Mask 3D, Ocarina of Time 3D, I think The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time being E10 plus is going to be just fine. Some of the reasons why E10 plus games exist in Zelda are things like animated blood, fantasy violence, suggestive themes. Animated blood, comic mischief, fantasy violence. Fantasy violence, mild suggestive themes, and use of alcohol.
As you fulfill requests from other Pokemon, the scenery in town will
We're gonna
grow
get ourselves
every
an
day.
appropriate
Tim is
remake.
really making a splash with
I know there was some thought of, could it be rated T for teen?
You can also
Yeah,
place new furniture that fits perfectly
but
with the ocean
I was
below.
like, I think it's gonna be an E10 plus. Personally, E10 plus
Ditto and friends
seemed about right.
in this vast ocean. They've entered the pitch black depths of the deep sea. Use glowing coral to guide your way through this.
I know folks wanted, you know, like a scarier graveyard. It still might be scary, but it just won't be like overly grotesque and terrifying.
Underwater world is filled with
Some of the monsters, some of the re-deads to look really gnarly. I'm sure they still will look amazing, but probably not
items and furniture that
too nightmare fueled.
enjoy
The
developing a
fairies,
town that's only possible
they'll probably be pretty faithful to their original
experiencing the world
shapes, but maybe
even more freedom.
slightly altered visually, which, if you think about it, looks like the whole game's going to be slightly altered visually, like Link himself. So, if Link is not wearing his just regular default tunic from the get-go, why would we expect necessarily the fairies to look exactly like they were, or Princess Ruto, or Ruta, you know, and right, you know what I mean? Like,
In part 2 of the expansion pass, accessories.
I think E10 plus is just fine though.
Ditto and other Pokemon will be able
Old
to wear
Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64, It had everyone 10 plus.
The Pokemon Pokopia expansion pass
Animated blood, violence. Actually, no. I take that back. Original Nintendo 64 version was E for everyone.
will be available on August 5th.
Ocarina of Time 3DS was the E10 plus one. Yeah.
Regarding part 2 and part 3.
The new one says animated blood and fantasy violence. It omits suggestive themes. So I think that suggestive theme, could the Zoras be changed a little bit? Maybe a little bit. The fairies, could they be changed? Yeah. If the fairies were the only thing changed and everything else had like this original artistic vision, I think more people would have a problem with it. But when people look at the whole game this November or whenever it comes out, and they're like, holy cow, Ganondorf looks totally different. I mean, it's still Ganondorf, but like the armor set and the sculpture face, the way he walks, his swords, chainmail, whatever, like that's way different. Darunia, the Gorons, yeah, they look like Gorons, but whoa, clothing and scars and different hands and this, like, oh wow, that's different. Princess Zelda, that's her official garb. That's how her costume looks like. Sheik, that's what they did to Sheik. Whoa. Jabu Jabu, Deku Tree, all this stuff. Stones of Agony, you know, the Knights, the Hylian Guards, Malon, Talon, Saria. Whoa. They did that with the hairstyle, that with the Kokiri children. Like, when so much is changed and it's a reborn, remake, yeah, the fairies will probably be toned down a little bit in their, visual appeal. Doesn't mean that they can't look cool, can't look awesome, can't still be fun, right? Like they were before, but it will be a little bit different. Timothy Spencer is here saying, Paul, my man, my main man, Paul. Is it just me, or is Nintendo's lineup not getting the respect it deserves? People aren't buying systems just to own a box. I think a small amount of people are complaining a lot. I think most people, most of the 22 million Nintendo Switch 2 owners, are happy as can be with their system. You got Mario Kart World right out the box, right out the gate. You started off hot with a month later getting Donkey Kong Bonanza. Come on. You started off hot right out with Split Fiction and Street Fighter 6, followed by Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 and Hades 2, exclusive on Nintendo Switch 2, and Silk Song, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Kirby Air Riders, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Pokemon Legends ZA. Okay, a couple of these are not exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, but a lot of them are. Fast Fusion, Resident Evil Requiem, Pokemon Pokopia, dang, Star Fox Remake, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake. You could make the argument, okay, well, Rhythm Heaven Groove is a Nintendo Switch game. Fine, and it is. But still, something for this year. And what else is to come this year? The next Call of Duty coming to Nintendo Switch 2. The system's got a lot. The system has plenty. Plus, you have the Duskbloods still coming out this year. The playtest starting soon. Xenoblade Chronicles Genesis as an early title that we know of for 2027. Not to say it's early 2027, but a title that we know about for 2027. That's plenty, man. Like, no, it's a strong system. I wouldn't let any doubter sway you otherwise. They're wrong. They're wrong. If anyone says, yeah, everyone's got an opinion, but if someone's opinion is Nintendo Switch 2 sucks, it doesn't have any games to play. Well, they are factually wrong about it doesn't have any games to play. It factually does have games that you can play on the system. It sucks? That's subjective, but it's such a lousy subjective thought. Super off base. Freaking wrong. Sorry. Pokemon Winds and Waves, absolutely, AJ Rocks. That's another 2027 mega title. So you already have titles coming out. Why are people so quick to jump on Nintendo for not saying, hey, these are all 10 of our first party games coming out next year? When people aren't like, hey, Sony, hey, Microsoft, tell me the 3 that are coming out. Ha! You know, come on. You got to be fair across the board. Nintendo gives you the big AAA, big budget kind of stuff and the smaller stuff. And they price adjust respectively. You get first solo player experiences, you get multiplayer experiences, you get remakes, you get remasters, you get ports, you get brand new IP, you get original entries in classic franchises that are just having new, sequels and such, like Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, dude, you got third party stuff, man. It's, I'm talking to a similar minded audience. It's really the folks that, if you find this stream somewhere and you just heard me list off these titles and you were a non-believer or a Nintendo Switch 2 criticizer for no good reason, you're like, oh shoot, yeah, I guess that guy's got a point. Of course I got a point, because those are the facts, man. NS2 is a great system. AJ, yeah, with the sometime in 2027. Yeah, totally true. By the way, underwater exploring is free, and I don't think you need the DLC, but if you love Pokemon Vocopia, why not get it? Yeah, AJ Rax, like, free stuff is coming, and paid DLC is coming. That's a double win. Tsukino Ame says, I'm so excited to try Final Fantasy XIV on Nintendo Switch 2 this Tuesday. I finally don't have potato internet no more. Oh, what a day! I remember reading these potato internet stories of yours, Tsukino Ame. I started downloading this thing, and it says 26 hours. Oh my gosh. Well, awesome for you not having the slower internet. Way to go on leveling up. I'm happy for you. That's pretty awesome to hear. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, and you brought up a good point. Dude, Final Fantasy XIV, that's another one. And there are surprises that we don't know of. Surprises. Come on. Jimmy Rex Walker is here saying hello all. Hello, Jimmy Rex Walker. Floris Vanderveen. Is DK Jungle Beat underrated? Now let's see, what is it rated? It's a good game. I think it's a good game. I think it's a really good game. It has an 80. It has an 80 on Metacritic. That's made up of 49 different people's scores from, reviewer industry folks. 61 fans have also given it a compilation score of 80. Oh, 80 is great. 80 is great. Is it better than 80? Yeah, it probably is better than 80, I would say. It's been a while since I've played DK Jungle Beat, but I love Donkey Kong in general. And I know you could play this game on Wii, not with the bongos, but it's fun and it's unique and it's different. I think the game overall is great. It is underrated. Probably underrated in sales, I'll tell you that much. Let me see. Okay. $1.3 to $1.9 million in sales on GameCube and Wii. Is that total or is that respectively? Looks like it sold 1.3 million on GameCube, a system that didn't even have a full 22 million. And if it did do the 1.9 on Wii, that is a small percentage. I would say it's underrated in terms of sales. Yeah. Overall, it's a game that Nintendo ought to port to Nintendo Switch 2, maybe Nintendo Switch also, and have a couple of different play styles, you know? Have a modern day esque bongo drum setup, maybe even re release bongos, but probably not. Straps to put on your lap. I don't know. They could do it, but then also like a traditional way to play, and yeah, I think the game would do another couple million. Here's a thought: is it good enough to just port to Nintendo Switch Online and say this is how you're gonna have to do it with the Joy Cons, or a little bit more effort, remaster slash almost remake like Metroid Prime remastered, right? And here's a few new play styles, put some more effort into it. Yeah, you know what? I would like that route. Yeah, there you go. My final answer, DK Jungle Beat, a little bit underrated. Because I'm looking at the score and I'm like, oh, 80 makes sense. Maybe I'd give it like an 8.5. It's been a long time since I played it though, but like maybe it's like an 8.5 game. Maybe it's a 9? I'd have to play it again. It's been too long. But sales wise, well, GCN to sell 1.3 million on a system with 21.7, all right. Wii though 1.9 on a system with 101.2 something like could have done better. It's okay though. AJ Rack says, "Bring it to the Switch. Give it new life." Yes, definitely. David Patterson, Paul, my friend, I am heading out for work. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir. And chat, you guys. Have a wonderful day and see you guys on the next one. Have an excellent one, David Patterson. Enjoy your day of work. Have a good last couple of days. You work Friday, Saturday? Yeah, 2 more. And today. Enjoy it. I'm looking forward to Xenoblade Genesis next year. Yes. Thank you to David. Have a blessed day. You too, AJ. Okay, boom, boom. Got back and forth. 1 and 2 and X more than 3. Later. You're welcome, David. Thank you for being here too. And actually, I think that's gonna do it for our stream. Oh wait. Oh no, I did it. I covered it. Never mind. The things that I wanted to cover that I didn't, that I thought for a moment that I skip it, was the Zelda ESRB conversation and the Bayonetta attire. Since I can't find that Bayonetta costume, I may have to, do something different, right? So we went over Famitsu data. Awesome stuff. Talked about Splatoon Raiders sales. Tremendous. Watched the new Street Fighter movie scene. Looking pretty sweet, right? Covered the fact that, folks, the Zelda movie comes out in 2 more. Oh, the Street Fighter movie comes out in 3 more months. Soon to be 2.5 officially. Like just 2. Zelda movie though, 9 months. Zelda movie in 9 months. Street Fighter in 3. And this Saturday, though it's not the most accurate, technically it's true. Saturday, if you just want to count by months, you could say, dude, the Zelda movie's coming out in 8 months. Not until August 30th is it completely accurate, but you know what I'm saying. Pretty cool. Can't believe it. we're living in such a good time where we got like 2 really good quality Mario movies. We had a Detective Pikachu, good quality Pokemon movie, 3 fun Sonics, a cool Knuckles TV show was pretty good. Mortal Kombat being back, Uncharted I thought was good. I thought the new Tomb Raider was cool, and now we're getting a new Zelda movie, the first ever Zelda movie, and hopefully a rebirth of Street Fighter in theaters that will spawn sequels to come. I love it. All right, folks. We watched shorts. We caught up. Oh, hold on. Let me do this. We have 66 today. So technically, that's 2 in DLC. So the next stream, we'll start off with 2. Maybe Nintendo Online exclusive bongos. That would be a thing. That'd be a thing. I love 2 more than any of the others I played. Nice. Yeah, everyone's got a favorite for different reasons. Well, with 26 people watching, as we wrap up, and what, 23 likes or something like that? I gotta say, this has been a fun stream. 24 likes. Awesome. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you next time. Before I go, though, and we got another direct this time, or this year, sometime to showcase more for 2027. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we might have ourselves something in September. Tokyo Game Show, Gamescom, a Game Awards. Like, the rest of the year is going to be dope. We didn't even say the words once this stream until right now. We've got a huge gaming event called Grand Theft Auto 6 coming this year. Like, 2026 is cool stuff. Alrighty. Xperia Play 420, Roger Enyart 2066, AJ Rex 045. Big thank you. Make sure, AJ, send me a message on X and we'll talk. All right? All right. Later, everyone. Tsukino Ame, Tall Show, AJ Rex, Xeno Hope 5, Yvonne Francois saying hi as we're about to close. Floris Vanderveen, David Patterson, if you're still here, unless if you headed out. Roger Enyart, if you're still here. Jimmy Rex Walker. Timothy Spencer. Mixing it up. Tracy J. I don't know who's still here, but well, I see some of you still here. I don't know about the others, but have a good one. Take care. Awesome seeing you all after been a few days. And here's to next time.